while. Did you miss me? I missed you too. Now, since we are done tackling the lessons about nouns, let me welcome you to the world of pronouns. Now, you have to remember that when we say pronouns, we are pertaining to the words that serve as the substitute of the given nouns. This is to avoid the repetition of these nouns, especially when being mentioned many times in the sentences. And the noun replaced by the pronoun is called antecedent. Now, let's proceed with our lesson for today, which is all about personal pronouns. Remember that a personal pronoun is a short word that replaces the proper name of the given noun. Let's have the first example. My name is Mary. I am a grade 4 pupil. And here, Mary is the subject of the first sentence, which is the antecedent of the pronoun I, meaning to say the pronoun I refers to Mary. Second example. Daddy helps in marketing. He drives the car. Daddy is our subject in the first sentence, which is the antecedent of the pronoun he, meaning to say he is referring to Daddy. Third example. My sister gets things done. She helps in the house. Sister is the subject in the first sentence, which is the antecedent of the pronoun she, meaning to say she is referring to sister. Now, as you would notice in the previous examples that we had, the pronouns that we used can be found in the beginning of the sentences, which means that they are acting as the subject of the sentences. Now, let's have them all. I, you, he, she, it, they, and we. Now remember that as the subject, they are the doers of the action. Now, let's have this example. English is easy to learn, but it has many grammar rules. Now we have English as the subject of the first sentence, which is the antecedent of the pronoun it. Second example. My classmates are funny. They always make me laugh. Now we have classmates as the subject of the first sentence, which is also the antecedent of the pronoun they. Now we used they because we are referring to many pupils, not only one. In other words, they is being used for other people. Third sentence. Gina and I are friends. We are school buddies too. Now, the subject of our first sentence is Gino and I, which is also the antecedent of the pronoun we. Now we used a we because speaker is included in the subject which used the pronoun I. Now, if we have the subject pronouns, we also have the object pronouns. Now remember that when we say object pronouns, these are the target of the action verb. Alright, let's have this example to better understand this. Gino always helps Ginny and she helps him in return. So we have Gino as the subject of the sentence, which is also the antecedent of the pronoun him. And we also have here Ginny, which is acting as the direct object of the sentence since it answers the question whom. And Ginny is also the antecedent of the pronoun she. Now, we have here the action of the verb helps, which is beside the pronoun him. Him is our direct object that receives the action of the verb. Another example. Gino helps Ginny. As a friend, he gives her flowers. Now, in the first sentence, we have the subject Gino, which is also the antecedent of the pronoun he. Now we also have Ginny as the direct object in the first sentence since it answered the question whom. And also in the second sentence, we have her as referring to Ginny. But her is not the direct object in the second sentence, since we have here flowers, which answered the question what. What does he give her? Flowers. So meaning to say, her is our indirect object, since it answers the question, to whom does he give the flowers? To her. Let's have another example. Gino always helps Ginny and Gina because he cares for them. Now we have Gino as the subject of the sentence, which is also the antecedent of the pronoun he. And we also have Ginny and Gina as the direct object, since these answered the question whom. And now we have the pronoun them that is referring to Ginny and Gina because we are referring to two people who is considered as many. Now, as you also notice, we have here the preposition for. That means them is the object of the preposition. Now, you have to remember the following object pronouns. Use me if you are referring to yourself. Use you if you are referring to the person with whom you are speaking. Use her if you are referring to a female. Use him if you are referring to a male. Use us if you are referring to the speaker, which is yourself and the other people. Use them if you are talking about the other people or the places, the things, animals. And use it if you are referring to an object, idea, or animal. Now, let's talk about the possessive pronouns which refer to the ownership. Example, Dad gave my sister and me chocolates. What did Dad give me and my sister? Chocolates. What do I have now? Chocolates. So in the next sentence, we're gonna put mine so that we'll complete the sentence. I already ate mine. Next example. Mother claims that the scarf is. But who is the topic of the sentence? Mother. Who is claiming something? Mother. So to replace the mother as owning something, we'll put hers to complete the sentence. Mother claims that the scarf is hers. That she owns that she owns the scarf. Next example. My pencil is broken. May I borrow Jane? Now, who is the one talking in the sentence? Is it Jane? No. But is she talking to Jane? Yes. Is she borrowing something from Jane? Yes. So to replace Jane as having something, we'll put yours to complete the sentence. My pencil is broken. May I borrow yours, Jane? Now, you have to remember these possessive pronouns. Use a mine if you are talking about your possession. Yours, the possession of the person with whom you are speaking. Hers, possession of a female. His, the possession of a male. It's the possession of an object or an animal. Ours, the possession of the other people, including yours and theirs, the possession of other people. But if you will see these pronouns that followed by the nouns, we will call them as possessive adjectives. Let's have some examples. Lena found her wallet under the bed. We have the pronoun her that is modifying the wallet, meaning to say her wallet is our possessive adjective. Next, Lorna and I visited our grandmother. We have the pronoun our, which is modifying grandmother. That's why our grandmother is a possessive adjective. Hopefully, everything is clear to you now about the topic for today. But if you have any confusion, you may just go back to the portion of the video and re-watch it. Otherwise, go to the LMS and answer the given worksheet. Good luck!